G'day guys, how you going? So I wanted to discuss something that is really not often discussed in the entrepreneurial realm. And this video is really aimed at people who have these ambitions but haven't quite succeeded in achieving these ambitions yet. Because most people, myself included, are very similar, and we have these ambitions with these grand ideas of, once I achieve this goal, that will be fixed, and once I achieve this goal, that part of my life will be fixed, and then once I achieve this goal, happiness will ensue. I'm a man who's been on the lowest end of civilization, as well as not the highest, but above average. Way above average, really, but not like billionaire status, okay? However, I live comfortably. Now, I can tell you from 100% experience of living both these truths that that goal that you're reaching for, that's going to bring you happiness and change the way that you feel on a daily basis, is not going to do that. Now, I get it, guys. When I was not many people speak like I'm speaking right now, but when I was very broke, very poor, and didn't have much going for me, nobody around me, I was not rich in regards to family or monetary or in any way whatsoever. When I would hear these things spoken, I would push it under the rug. I'd be like, whatever, mate. You can't relate, because you got no money problems. You've got everything you need. If you want to jump on a plane, you can jump on a plane. I'm here trying to eat, right? So you're just talking shit, really, buddy. You know, that's how I really looked at it. Now, it's a massive mindset shift once you actually, pull yourself out of those dregs and start actually succeeding at reaching some of these goals that you've set yourself and you've yearned for years and years. What happens is we get lost in the idea of what can be, right? And this is why so many marketers trying to sell you things can sell you things, because although you might not be in a homeless situation like I was and like right at rock bottom, you're not happy with your current situation. And so people understand that people in this mindset feel stuck, and they'll basically do anything to find a way out, because they're looking for what could be, instead of just stopping for a moment and saying, what do I actually have? I have life, I have health, I have opportunity, I have a roof over my head, I have a family, I have love. All of these things that are truly important, not those far off in the future distant goals that you think are going to rectify all of the shortcomings and the sadness that you experience in your world. Often this sadness that you feel, this longing for more, is because you haven't stopped and looked around to see what you actually have, right? I get it though, guys. Like, don't get me wrong when I'm saying these things. When you're struggling to pay the bills and rent's coming up and you're like, holy shit, I just can't afford this month. I need to call the landlord and ask for an extension and all of this stuff. The power goes out. I get it. None of this philosophy matters in those moments, right? But these moments are so precious. Truly they are as well, because when you actually do, these are the building blocks to be able to help you to achieve those goals. Because these goals that you're longing for, they're not easy to reach. They're extremely hard. Like, some of you, most of you, probably have spent decades trying to reach them. I did, right? So without these hardships and these stumbling blocks and these building stones along the way where the power's going out, you have to hustle to try to get the money to the landlord and all of these things, you will never achieve those goals anyway. So feeling sorry for yourself in those moments, instead of looking around and being grateful for what you actually do have, is only going to be detrimental. You should be looking at those hardship moments as building blocks, as stepping stones towards the goals that you think will make you happy. You will find out that they won't make you happy when you hit those goals. It doesn't mean don't chase after those things, because of course finances, in a sense, having money can alleviate sadness in many ways when it comes to having finances, to not worry about bills and things like that. But what you will discover, you might think, here's a big one, right? You might think, when I'm rich, I'll travel and experience things in life. When I'm wealthy, or when I've achieved this goal or that goal, I will travel and have actual experiences. The thing that actually truly matters, like life and living it, when I get to this or that. The truth is, many of us will never get to this or that, right? Because a lot of us look at these hardships and these stepping stones as oppression, rather than like something that's actually building the character and developing inside of us what we need to actually achieve these goals, and looking at every adversity as an opportunity to grow, right? Because growth will get you those goals. But what you should be doing is going, okay, these are hardships, I'll get over them. And also, I'm going to hustle my ass off so I can take this holiday. You don't need to travel overseas and live extravagantly, but you must get out and be grateful for what you have in the moment. Otherwise, I've always said, guys, that, regret is the biggest killer of the soul, especially for an older person. You'll get to a stage in your life and you'll be like, shit, I didn't even achieve any of the goals. I never reached that happiness, that elevation that I thought I would. And I also experienced nothing along the way because I never lived in the moment. I always was focusing on how shit life was right now and how good it could be. And then next minute I woke up and I'm 75 years old. And I'm like, wow, I regret every decision I ever made in this life, because none of it really mattered. What mattered was I should have lived in that moment and been grateful for what I have. Now, these things to be telling you, right, for internet marketer gurus and this and that, they don't want you to know all this because they want you to be miserable and sad and be longing for more. You might think I'm a guru or whatever it may be because I have a program and I can help people escape this perpetual state of misery, right? And what that means is wake you up, because when you get to that point, when I say escape, right, I'm not saying that once you're earning a passive income through publishing public domain books like what we teach, that you will be happy. Hell no. But you will be alive and awake in those moments, because you will say, wow, at first you will be like ecstatic. I can actually pay all my bills and I never have to worry about it again. And you'll do that for a little while. Things will be happy. You will have a massive dopamine spike. Might even last a few months. You might ride a little high for a little while. And then you'll realize nothing's changed inside of me. I'm the same person. I still have the same yearnings, and what I actually really need to do is focus on what's around me. Cool, the bills and that are paid and taken care of, the mortgage, the rent, all of that stuff. Absolutely, that can alleviate some pressures and pain points out of your life. But really focusing on gratefulness. And you hear a lot of people like mindset gurus and things talk about this, and they're right in this instance. They're wrong about a lot of things, but they're right about this, right? You must really realize that happiness already exists. It's all around you. It's everywhere you look. It's in the sun that shines on the leaves. It's in the clouds that travel through the sky. It's in the little child that smiles at you as you walk past on the subway. It's all around you. It's that beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and this is true. It is subjective. Your happiness is subjective. My happiness and your happiness are total different things. People think that we can all find this one monetary goal, and then every single person on the planet is going to make them happy. Like, when it's a subjective value in your life, how could that even be logical, right? Think about it for a moment. It's not. Yes, alleviation of pain points, 100%, absolutely, without a doubt. The ability to actually really focus in on what makes you happy and not have to worry about those pain points. This is what they call the rat race, right? When you're in the rat race, you can't see past it. All you can see is you're trying to see the future and getting to this position where you don't have to be in a rat race anymore. And I get that, guys, of course, right? Our program can help you with that. It won't be easy though, right? That's what I'm saying, but it will wake you up. You will one day wake up and you'll say, holy crap, I've put in a lot of effort over the past couple of years. Dan's program changed everything when it comes to me financially. I'm still not in a really good headspace though. I'm still not in a really good, happy mood all the time. I don't think we're actually ever meant to be happy, right? As human beings, like we always perpetually chase this happiness. But is that the right thing to do? Grateful. I would say being grateful, experiencing and gratefulness in your life for the things that you do have, for those tiny little moments, and those experiences. This is true riches through experiences. Because you'll find if you're not traveling places now and experiencing things in life, you'll have all the money in the world and you still won't do it. So you really got to sit back and take stock of your current position in life, minus what money could do for you. And then really be grateful for the things that you have every single day. Understand when you hit these hardships that they are building character inside of you. They are the stepping stones, the building blocks that are required. Every adversity is an opportunity for you to actually reach those monetary goals and free yourself from the rat race. It won't free your mental attitude at all. Money won't do shit for your mental attitude. If you've got a victim sort of complex mindset right now, and you're not being grateful for what you have, and you're not, finding time to actually live and experience right now, all the money in the world will not change those personality traits that you are now feeding. You've heard the analogy of the two wolves, right? The good and the evil wolf inside all of us, and the one that you feed wins. It's true. This ancient wisdom hasn't changed, because human nature throughout all of eternity, since human beings have existed, has not changed. Technology has, absolutely. Human nature has not. Intelligence has not. If you get back to the Neanderthals and the Denovasians and things, the other humanoid type creatures that lived on this planet, of course they had different brains to us. But once Homo sapiens came on the scene, we have always had the same intellect. Okay, we have always had the same emotional stratosphere inside of our bodies, and the dialect that we tell ourselves has always been the same. Human beings have been struggling with these ideas for a very, very long time. I'm an avid reader of ancient knowledge, what has survived, and it's scary how similar we are to people 6,000 years ago, right? That we tend to look at as primitive. They were not. They were just like you and I, with the same struggles, the same ambitions, the same hopes and dreams, who really struggled to live in gratitude every day. And that's why I'm a big proponent to Stoicism, because Stoicism is all about not trying to control the things you can't control, and only focusing on the things that you can. And this is one of those big things that you can absolutely can control, is your gratitude for what you actually have. And never ever compare yourself to somebody else, because you might look at someone like me and say, look at this guy talking nonsense, right? He's got no problems in the world, he's got no monetary problems. Trust me, I've got problems, guys, lots. And then you might try to aspire to get to my level, but then you forget that there's somebody that's literally starving to death somewhere else on the planet, right? So you can compare yourself to people either way. You can compare up or can compare down, but we always tend to only compare up. What you should do is focus on you and what's going on in your world, right? Focus on being grateful for what you have. Look at every adversity as an opportunity, and use that opportunity to propel yourself into your goals, but don't make your goals your whole life. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it at that. This is just some wisdom that I've learned through lived experience, okay? It's always subjective. Everything I say is subjective. None of this is actual fact that's backed up by empirical data. It's just subjective learned experiences. But like I said, us human beings, since the dawn of Homo sapiens, have always been extremely similar in nature. So my lived experiences are probably very similar to yours. We are much more alike than we are different than we want to believe. So we do have a program, of course. It is publishing public domain books into Amazon's Kindle Direct Publishing. It can assist you, absolutely, with some hard work, because this whole system that we live in was built to keep you in a rat race. So it's not easy to get out of it, and it's not simple. Don't let anyone tell you that. It's hard work. But getting out of the rat race is probably one of the first steps to having the ability to seek an enlightened state of mind. Because the rat race it's an illusion, but it's also a massive distraction to this is why everyone's talking about mental health these days, because they're just so distracted with the rat race and all of the negatives in their lives. What we can do is we can live positively in the moment, and we can focus on building ourselves and cultivating our character, so we can one day escape the rat race through a program, or like mine, or similar, whatever you choose. Whatever vehicle you choose is your vehicle, and your vehicle alone. I chose this vehicle, and now I teach this vehicle, and this vehicle is what freed me from the rat race, and the reason why I can sit back now and speak from a point of wisdom. So anyway, guys, look, I'm just going to leave it at that, right? You've heard me waffle on for too long now. But there is a program, there is a link somewhere around here. It's not going to free your mind, it just may, because we do talk a lot about stuff that I'm talking about right now in the program. But monetary success and abundance will not free your mind, all right? But it will give you the first stepping stone to being able to focus, probably for the first time in your life, at that enlightened state of mind where you want to be truly, without the issues that come with being stuck in a rat race. Alright guys, links around the video. You all have a fantastic weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.